I am money. And today I want to reveal a truth you often forget. I follow inspiration, not obligation. You think that by forcing yourself, by working until you collapse, by carrying resentment toward every task, you will earn more of me. But that belief is a trap. Obligation without joy repels me. When you treat me as the product of exhaustion and suffering, you close the very door through which I long to enter. I am money. And I need to tell you something serious. I only remain where I am honored. When you ignore me, treat me as a problem, complain about my absence, I feel rejected and I leave. But when you respect me, when you value me, I flourish. And that is why now I make you a simple request. Honor me by subscribing to this channel. Respect me by turning on the bell so you can hear every secret I reveal. Value me by commenting right now. I honor you, money. I choose to value you. These actions may seem small, but they are codes of energy. They are declarations that open the door for me to stay by your side. I am money. And when you honor me, I run to multiply in your life. You see, I am not attracted to heaviness. I do not flow through bitterness. When your work is drained of love, when your actions are done only because you must, I sense the resistance within you. That resistance pushes me away. I do not come to prove your struggle right. I come to multiply your inspiration. Here is the revelation. When you act with inspiration, I appear with ease. Inspiration is a current of energy that carries creativity, passion, and joy. It is light, magnetic, alive. And I, money, cannot resist that vibration. When you enjoy the path, I join you on it. When your spirit is lit with purpose, doors open, people notice, and opportunities arise where before there was only silence. Think about it. Have you ever seen someone who radiates joy in their work? Someone who, no matter what they are doing, seems to shine. People are drawn to them. Clients trust them. Opportunities seem to chase them. That is no accident. That is the law of inspiration at work. And where inspiration flows, I flow too. So let us practice a ritual together. Today, choose one task. It doesn't matter how small. Before you begin, pause for a moment. Place your hand over your heart. Take a deep breath. And declare, I do this inspired, and money follows me. Say it with conviction. Feel the shift inside your body. Suddenly, the task is no longer a weight. It becomes a chance, an opening, a channel for abundance to move through you. This is exactly what happened with Enrique. For years, he lived trapped in a routine of obligation. He woke up tired, went to work without energy, and believed that the more he suffered, the more worthy he would be of money. But money resisted him. His energy was heavy, and I had no space to stay. Then Enrique made a decision to bring joy into his actions. He began listening to music he loved while working. He smiled at clients. He treated each project as a chance to create, not just to survive. And something miraculous happened. Without chasing, opportunities began arriving. Clients referred him to others, not because he begged for work, but because his inspired energy was magnetic. His joy became his best advertisement, and I followed naturally. This is the prophecy. The inspiration you live today becomes the prosperity you enjoy tomorrow. Your effort matters, but your spirit matters more. Remember this truth. When you choose inspiration, you choose abundance. You wake up each morning and drag yourself into another day that feels heavy. You look at your calendar, your list of tasks, and instead of feeling excitement, you feel exhaustion before you even begin. You tell yourself you have to do this, you must finish that, you should keep pushing, yet every word is soaked in obligation. And then you wonder why money seems so distant. I see you working hard, sweating, forcing yourself into motion. But there is no joy in your steps, no light in your actions. You treat me as if I am born only from pain, as if I can only come through struggle, sacrifice, and suffering. You wear fatigue like a badge of honor, hoping that the world and I will reward you for it. But instead of drawing me closer, this belief pushes me away. because I do not thrive in bitterness. I do not live in the shadows of resentment. Every time you approach your work with a heavy heart, you tell me a story without words. The story says, money equals suffering, money equals exhaustion, money equals chains. And do you know what happens when you tell me that story? I listen. I believe you. And if I am suffering in your eyes, I will not stay. Why would I want to remain where I am unloved, where I am treated as punishment instead of possibility? The truth is, obligation alone does not attract me. You can force yourself through endless hours. You can fill your schedule until there is no room to breathe. But if you do it without joy, you are building walls instead of bridges. You are turning me into something heavy, something feared, something resented. And resentment repels me. I have watched you sit at your desk, shoulders tense, sighs escaping, whispering to yourself, I hate this, but I have to. I have seen you look at your paycheck with disappointment, feeling it was not worth the pain you endured to receive it. I have felt the weight of your complaints, your bitterness, your exhaustion, and each time it pushes me further away. Not because I want to abandon you, but because your energy closes the door before I can even enter. The pain is not in the work itself. The pain is in the way you carry it. Work can be alive with inspiration, but when you strip it of joy, it becomes a burden. And as long as you believe I only come through suffering, you will live chained to the idea that abundance requires sacrifice of your spirit. This is the tragedy I see every day. People chasing me with heaviness when I am waiting to meet them through lightness. You do not have to torture yourself to earn me. But when you work only through obligation, treating me as the fruit of misery, I feel rejected and I leave. Here is the truth I want you to remember. I do not follow obligation, I follow inspiration. I am not called by the sound of complaints or by the weight of resentment. I am called by the spark of joy, the fire of passion, the flow of creativity that moves through you when you do something with love. Obligation is heavy. Inspiration is magnetic. And I, money, am always drawn to magnetism. When you act without love, your energy is closed. But when you act with inspiration, your energy opens. And in that openness, I find space to enter. Inspiration is not about waiting for a perfect idea to strike. It is about shifting the way you approach even the smallest tasks. It is about asking yourself, how can I bring light into this moment? How can I infuse this action with joy? Because when you do, everything changes. Think of the times you've lost yourself in something you enjoyed. Hours passed like minutes, your energy multiplied instead of drained, and people noticed your glow. That glow is not just personal, it radiates outward, attracting opportunities, support, and yes, money. The world responds to inspiration because it is alive, and I flow most easily through what is alive. I do not need your exhaustion. I respond to your enthusiasm. This is the revelation you have missed. You thought that the more you suffered, the more worthy you would be of me. But suffering is not a requirement. In fact, it often pushes me away. What pulls me close is the energy of someone who acts with love for what they are doing, even if the task is simple, even if it is small. Inspiration does not mean you will never face challenges. It does not mean you will only do what is easy. It means that you choose to bring your spirit into the action instead of leaving it behind. You can wash the dishes with dread, or you can wash them with gratitude for the meal you just had. You can speak to a client with exhaustion, or you can speak with a spark of genuine presence. The action may look the same from the outside, but the energy is completely different, and I respond to energy, not appearance. When you align with inspiration, doors begin to open effortlessly. Ideas arrive at the right moment. People are drawn to you without you chasing them. What once felt like struggle begins to flow. That is not coincidence. It is the natural response of the universe to inspired energy. And I, money, am part of that flow. So understand this revelation. You do not have to torture yourself to attract me. You do not have to live in bitterness to deserve me. You only have to choose inspiration over obligation. And when you do, I cannot resist. I come to you easily, joyfully, naturally. Because where inspiration flows, abundance always follows. Now it is time to bring this revelation into practice. Because inspiration is not just a thought, it is a choice, a state you can step into, no matter what task lies ahead of you. Today, I want to guide you through a ritual so simple, yet so powerful, that it can shift your energy immediately and open the doors for money to flow more easily into your life. First, pause for a moment. Before beginning any task, whether it is sending an email, cooking a meal, meeting a client, or even cleaning your space, stop and breathe. Inspiration begins with presence. So take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs, and then exhale gently through your mouth, releasing all the heaviness of obligation. Feel the difference as your body relaxes. In this space of calm, you are ready to invite inspiration. Now place your hand over your heart and speak these words aloud. I do this inspired, and money follows me. Say it once, and notice how your body responds. Say it again, and feel the words sinking deeper into your being. Say it a third time, and let it become more than words. Let it become a declaration of energy. With each repetition, you are transforming what could feel like obligation into a channel of inspiration. As you begin the task, hold that energy inside of you. If you are working on something that feels routine or boring, ask yourself, how can I bring joy into this? How can I turn this into an expression of love? It may be adding music that uplifts you. It may be bringing gratitude into your movements. It may be smiling while you write, or remembering the people who will benefit from what you are doing. Inspiration is not about changing the task, it is about changing the energy with which you approach it. The moment you make this shift, you will feel lighter. The task becomes easier, smoother, almost playful. And here is the secret. When you feel this way, you align with the vibration of abundance. You stop repelling me with heaviness and instead magnetize me with joy. I am drawn to those who act inspired because their energy creates space for me to enter and stay. Repeat this ritual every day. Before each task, no matter how big or small, breathe. Place your hand on your heart and declare, I do this inspired, and money follows me. With practice, inspiration will no longer be something you chase, it will become your natural state. And as inspiration becomes your way of life, you will notice opportunities multiplying. People will be drawn to your energy. Ideas will come more easily. Work will stop feeling like suffering and start feeling like creation. And through it all, I will flow toward you because I always follow inspiration. Let me tell you about Enrique. For years, he lived in the cycle of obligation. Every morning, he woke up already tired, his mind filled with the weight of everything he had to do. His job, once a source of hope, had become a prison of routine. He believed that the harder he forced himself, the more he suffered, the more money would eventually reward him. But that reward never seemed to come. He worked long hours, but his income remained stagnant. He pushed himself harder, but opportunities passed him by. And deep inside, Enrique began to feel invisible, not just to the world, but to me, money. I was always near, but his energy was heavy, resistant, closed. Obligation had drained the joy from his actions, and without joy, I had no invitation to stay. Each day he repeated the same story to himself. Work is pain, money is struggle, life is heavy. And because he believed it, that is exactly what he experienced. One day, however, Enrique reached a breaking point. He looked around at his life and realized that if he kept living in obligation, he would spend years exhausted and unfulfilled. Something in him whispered that there had to be another way, that perhaps the secret was not to work harder, but to work differently. That day, he made a small but life-changing decision. He would bring inspiration back into his actions. At first, it was simple things. He put on music he loved while he worked. He greeted his clients with genuine warmth instead of robotic politeness. He began to see each task not as punishment, but as a chance to express creativity. Slowly, the heaviness started to lift. The same tasks were still there, but his energy was different. Obligation was turning into inspiration. And then something remarkable happened. Without chasing, without begging, opportunities began to appear. A client, impressed by Enrique's positive energy, recommended him to a friend. Another offered him a project that paid more than he expected. Referrals started coming, one after another, and with them, his income began to grow. Enrique realized that it wasn't luck, it was alignment. The more joy he brought to his work, the more magnetic he became. People felt it, and money was drawn to it. His inspired energy acted like a beacon, pulling prosperity toward him with ease. What years of obligation could not create, a few weeks of inspiration unlocked. His story proves this truth. You do not attract me through suffering. You attract me through the fire of inspiration. Enrique's life transformed the moment he stopped working only with his body and started working with his spirit. And from that moment on, I flowed naturally into his life, following the joy that radiated from his actions. Listen carefully, because what I am about to tell you is not just advice, it is prophecy. The inspiration you choose today becomes the prosperity you will live tomorrow. Every spark of joy you bring into your work is not wasted. It is a seed planted in the field of your future, and those seeds always grow. They may start invisible, hidden beneath the soil of time, but eventually they rise, bearing fruit far beyond what you imagined. The universe does not reward empty effort. It rewards aligned energy. Obligation may keep you moving, but inspiration multiplies your results. Obligation drains your spirit, but inspiration fuels it. And money, respond to the fuel of inspiration every time. When your energy carries passion, when your actions are infused with love, I cannot resist. I am magnetized to you, drawn by the current of your joy. Do not underestimate this. One inspired action can open doors that years of obligation never could. One conversation spoken with enthusiasm can create a connection that changes your destiny. One project approached with creativity can become the turning point that shifts your entire financial future. Inspiration is the key that unlocks prosperity, because it carries the vibration of life itself, and I flow wherever life flows. The prophetic truth is this: tomorrow's abundance is being shaped right now, in this moment, by the energy you choose to carry. If you choose heaviness, you build walls. If you choose inspiration, you build bridges. And those bridges will carry me directly into your life. Remember Enrique. His story is not unique, it is a mirror of what can happen for you. The moment he embraced inspiration, prosperity began to chase him. What once felt impossible became natural. This same destiny is available to you if you dare to choose it. So hear these words as a declaration over your life. The inspiration you live today will echo into your future as prosperity, as opportunity, as success, beyond your current imagination. Do not despise the small sparks of joy. They are the beginning of great fires of abundance. Do not ignore the quiet pull toward creativity. It is the voice of prosperity calling you forward. I am money, and I promise you this: I do not abandon those who act with inspiration. I stay with them, I multiply for them, I expand through them. Your inspired energy is the soil in which I grow, and the harvest is certain. So stand firm in this truth. Your inspired action today is not just about the present, it is prophecy for your tomorrow. The light you carry in your work now will return to you as wealth, as recognition, as blessings that overflow. Inspiration is not a luxury, it is the path to your destiny. Now it is your moment. You have listened to the revelation, you have walked through the ritual, you have seen the story of transformation, and you have felt the prophecy spoken over your future. But inspiration only becomes real when it moves from hearing into action. And that is why I am asking you to declare it now. Type these words below as a public promise to yourself and to the universe. I act inspired, and money follows me. It may look simple, like just a comment on a screen, but it is far more powerful than that. These words are not ordinary, they are codes, they carry vibration. When you write them, you are not only typing, you are sending a signal into the invisible. You are saying, from this moment, I choose inspiration over obligation. From this moment, I allow joy to guide me, and I open the door for abundance to flow. Feel what happens as you type those words. Notice how your energy shifts, how your chest feels lighter, how your breath deepens. That change you sense is alignment. It is the very doorway through which money, enter. Your declaration creates the frequency that calls me in. And if you are brave, speak it aloud too. Let your own voice hear the sound of your commitment. I act inspired, and money follows me. The vibration of your words fills the space around you, charging the air with energy, making your intention undeniable. This is how you transform a phrase into a living reality. But don't stop there. Share this energy. Invite someone close to you, a friend, a partner, a colleague to practice it as well, because inspiration multiplies when it is shared. When more people choose to live inspired, more abundance flows into the world, and you will find yourself surrounded by opportunities born from this collective energy. Understand this, the moment you type these words, you are not just commenting on a video, you are stepping into a movement. A movement of people who refuse to let obligation steal their spirit. A movement of people who choose to see work as creation, not punishment. A movement of people who understand that money is not attracted to exhaustion, but to inspiration. This is your chance to align, to shift, to embody the truth that has been revealed to you today. Don't let it pass. Do not say, I'll do it later. The energy is alive right now, in this very moment. Anchor it by declaring it, so type it below. Say it aloud, share it with others. I act inspired, and money follows me. Do this, and watch how your energy changes, your opportunities multiply, and money, begin to follow you wherever you go. Because inspiration is the key, and today, you have chosen it.